Gary Kowski.
All right, what's she going to do?
Judge, she took an ETG the following day that came back negative. I know that there was a positive result with regard to the retesting. She indicated that she took the test, didn't realize that it came up positive, and then woke up the next day and saw the retest signals.
Well, the key is still she drank alcohol, right?
Well, she was negative the next day on the ETG. I don't usually give this excuse.
Don't tell me.
She said
Don't tell
I
me.
tell you, tooth problem. She took some Listerine, which normally I would be cynical about. But she took the ETG, the next day was negative. The court might remember this, she's got a pending OWI case where when we got the blood draw results back in January, it came back 0.33 and you gave her 3 days in jail. All of her other alcohol tests have been negative. So
Wait a second. Did I sentence her on that?
no, it's a Romulus case, but
One positive reading and an excuse the court has heard before. She says it was harmless, but the judge sees risk, not coincidence. In this moment, credibility is everything.
you sensed the violation for picking up a new case. We had to wait for the blood draw results to verify. We got the results back, they were 0.33. So the court determined that was a violation and gave her 3 days in jail on that.
That was January 6th of 2023, you sentenced her on that.
I get it.
Somebody who's been 0.33 and then they go this long of a time with all negative tests.
Well, I get it, but you're arguing at this point. Is she going to plead guilty to the violation or is she going to have a
I
hearing?
guess we wouldn't contest that the Soberlink came back with a positive result.
You wish to plead guilty?
I'd ask the court to accept it, no contest plea, especially in light of the fact she's got a pending OWI case.
Is she on bond on that?
Yes. And the next court date on that is March 26th.
Hang on a second, but if you haven't gone to court, you haven't gone to court at all on that?
Yeah, I have it next week
And she hasn't
on the
retained,
26th.
she hasn't retained attorney on that case. And I wouldn't want to do anything here.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with that, right? And it's not even, if she hasn't been arraigned on that, doesn't even violate a bond condition. If she said she hadn't been to court on that case, if she hasn't been to court on that case, no bond has been set yet. No bond conditions have been set yet. Right? You haven't been to court on that case yet, right?
First court is on the 26th.
So, I mean, I can't bend it and say no contest. So she's either gonna have to plead guilty or we're gonna have to have a hearing.
Then judge, I'm telling you up front, we're not going to contest the Soberlink. If that's the violation, we're not going to contest the Soberlink had a positive reading. But what she would say is that she did drink alcohol.
If she's gonna tell me she didn't drink alcohol, I'm gonna have to have a hearing anyway.
So do you need to have a hearing for the ETG result that she took the next day?
No, I'll take notice of that. I'll believe that.
Judge, and I do have proof of that ETG, and that ETG test she took was a lab confirmed test, and she did send it off. It wasn't just an instant, it did come back negative.
Okay. So I'm gonna swear you in. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm on penalties of perjury. Testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth self you got.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I have one violation, Your Honor, failed to refrain from consumption and or possession of alcohol. The defendant submitted to a breath test through the Soberlink device on February 21st at 11:36 a.m. with positive results of 0.032% of blood alcohol content. The defendant then failed to submit to the retest as follows on the 21st at 11:51 p.m. At the following day then on February 22nd of 2026 at 12:21 a.m. The following day again at February 22nd of 2026 at 12:51 a.m. Again the same day at 1:21 a.m. Again at 1:51 a.m. and again at 2:21 a.m. Again, she failed to do all of the retests. We had a conversation about it again. She is aware that you do blow positive onto the device. If it is related to an environmental factor, that's why it forces you to do the retest. If it was an environmental factor, that retest would have proven that she would have blown zeros. She did submit again, like she has already stated, to a EGD test the following day on February 22nd. That did result in a negative result, Your Honor.
Okay. Any questions of Ms. O'Donnell?
Yes, how does the device make a signal to use it on the test.
Yep, so once they submit to the device will tell them test submitted. If it says test submitted, they're all good. If it comes back as not being submitted, meaning that if there's a positive test, it'll state on the device, retest in 15 minutes, and then it'll alert them to
It
test.
tells them in what way.
It'll show on the device.
So,
Yes.
make a sound.
I believe it does make a beeping sound, I'm not 100%, but it does say retest on the device, I know that.
So you know for sure it says retest on.
That's how they've explained the device to us, yes.
No.
Does your client wish to testify? Does your client wish to testify?
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury, the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
On the dating question, did you take your Soberlink test? How did this test?
Yes, it was 11:36 and I had just got out of the shower, I brushed my teeth and I used Listerine because my wisdom tooth was coming in and it was swollen in that area. So I used mouthwash to clean it. And then I said, oh, I gotta blow. I blew, shut the case, went to bed and seen it the next morning that it said that because I'm so used to I haven't drank in over 5 months. So I know it was negative. So I took myself to drug test that next morning.
You mean your color wasn't called?
No.
Her color was not called next year.
What else? Anything? How much Listerine did you use?
It was right before the test.
You know Listerine.
It went over,
There's-
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Well, there's no way you're getting to an 032 taking.
Should, I'd make a distinction if I did this for the purpose of argument, but to drink enough Listerine to have a metabolized register, that's the 0.32, yeah, that's pretty unlikely. But if you just use it as a mouthwash, you can get like a one-time reaction to the alcohol, which would have dissipated almost immediately, and had she retested, those retests probably would have come back to 0, but.
I'm sorry, I just can't buy this. I mean, you're not gonna get to an 032. She should have retested. She didn't retest. She missed multiple retests, 4 or 5 of them, I think I counted. Was there 4?
Judge, if I may, with regard,
5.
so this is the
6.
reason why, this is the reason why I asked the other question. If the device, it just says on the device, retest, but my client testified she took the test, put it in her case, had no reason to think at that time, she overlooked the Listerine factor, but didn't expect that she would be testing positive. Put it in the case, she would have never seen any of the notices to retest. When she did see it the next morning, she proactively went and immediately took an ETG. And I would presume she took the ETG because she was confident she'd be negative. I don't think she would go there and take it if it was going to show that she had alcohol in her system. So again, most of the time, I wouldn't believe this as an excuse, but in this case, it seems highly plausible.
Judge, I will say that house arrest, when they do instruct people on how to use the device and everything, they do always tell people not to put the device away right away, make sure the test is submitted, not saved, and it doesn't say retest that.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna find you guilty as charged. You can't. To me, there's no way you get to an 032 by using Listerine. And I just don't believe you didn't drink. Now it's the fact that you tested negative on the ETG. Well, it was only an 032. I'm not shocked. What time did you go the next day?
9:41 in the morning, and I blew in my device at 7:25 that next morning. I wouldn't jeopardize the next case or being on probation just to drink.
And
And I was supposed to be off that on the 2nd, 3 days later.
Okay,
it
good.
just isn't like it's a whole 03. This is an 03. That's something.
I know.
And I can't
Yeah,
imagine
but it,
an OTT 12 hours later, got even 8 hours later, wouldn't pick that up.
alcohol dissipates at the rate of what, 0.15 per hour, right?
On a normal,
So
Like a normal test.
she was still 9-10 hours away from that test.
but the ETG would go back. I mean, it goes.
I know,
at least
I know.
48.
But not when it's still very low.
Not that long.
0.3? 0.3,
03 is over the amount that you would have.
you're making my point though. It's low, but it's too high to be considered a positive through the use of Listerine on one occasion. That's the thing.
But I think there's two different things. If you were to drink Listerine, yeah, it would take a lot of Listerine to get you to 0.03. But if you use it topically, and the device picks up that topical reach.
She didn't follow the rules. She did not follow the rules. She didn't retest. She should have retested. She didn't do that. And that's right. House arrest tells everybody that. And she did not retest. If it was an environmental factor, I'm confident that the retest would have told us that. So I'm going to find her guilty as charged, and that's that. Now, question is, what am I going to do with her?
Judge, I'd like to address the fact, so her last violation was January 6th of 2026. This was still Ms. Tissino's case at that point. I believe you probably were going to extend her probation at that time. You ordered her to continue testing until May 31st of 2026. But as of right now, her case is set to expire. She's set to be discharged March 23rd, 2026. So I'm not sure what we want to do regarding that, ma'am.
If I may, I'd just like to make one more point.
You're not going to try to get me to.
We conceded the outset protocols weren't followed. She should have read the device before putting it away. She shouldn't have used Listerine. But I think it is far more likely than not that she didn't drink alcohol based on what we heard.
I don't know if I agree with you there. I don't agree with you, or else I wouldn't have ruled the way I did. She has a responsibility to retest. She did not retest. If it was an environmental factor, that would have proved that it was simply an environmental factor. She didn't retest. You know, this Listerine stuff. Let me just check something here. So I initially placed her on probation for only 8 months, right? Or did I extend it before that?
I have your originally have her scheduled for 8 months, and as of,
Oh,
I do not see that you extended her rating.
okay. Hang on. Let me just. Wait a minute. Okay. 5. So yeah, she's scheduled to come off March 23rd, right?
That's correct.
And what other terms do I have her on?
Other terms of probation you have her on, she is testing weekly until May 31st of 2026. That's what's scheduled at the last violation. She's scheduled to do IOP still at Igera. As of right now, she is compliant with that. I don't know if she still has a balance as of this morning. I didn't double check it before I came in here. Her court work program days are completed, community service days are completed. Otherwise, everything else is completed for her other than the outpatient treatment balance and then keeping up with her testing and Soberlink device. As she stated, she was supposed to come off the Soberlink device on March 1st. After we had the positive test and the failed retest, I told her to keep the device until we met with you.
She's scheduled to come off when?
She was supposed to come off at March 1st. After I issued this violation, I told her to keep the device until we met with you to see what you wanted to do.
And Judge, she has to be tested up in IOP.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else?
No.
Pay costs of 25. I'm extending your probation till July 23 of 26. Additional probation fees of 80 for a total of 105. Serve 8 hours of community service by April 30. Remain on the Soberlink device until May the 31st. And I'll let you set up well, do you have the money to pay that or not?
Yes.
Okay, so you can pay that now. That's 105. And then you're going to be on probation until July 23. You'll remain on the Soberlink until May 31. Serve 8 hours community service by the end of April. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, ma'am.
It's not just the result, it's what you do after it. Miss the rules, miss the retest, and you lose the benefit of doubt. In court, trust is fragile, and once it's gone, it's gone.